Emotional development begins in early childhood, and the first emotions that you can recognize in babies are happiness, anger, sadness, and fear. As a child develops, more complex emotions emerge, such as embarrassment, shame, pride, and empathy. School-aged children and young people learn to identify emotions, understand their thoughts and feelings, and regulate them appropriately. A child's emotional development is influenced by cultural norms and values, stress and adverse childhood experiences, ACEs, how well children's emotional needs are being met, and how adults respond to the child's emotions. Special educational needs and disabilities, SEND, such as autism and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and how the adults around them express their emotions and their beliefs about appropriate and inappropriate ways of expressing emotions. According to the University of Sussex, children who are maltreated by their parents are at risk of poor peer relationships and low self-esteem. Children's emotional well-being can be affected, and this may have a negative impact on their personal and social lives at home, at school, and in the wider community. When a child is struggling with their social and emotional development, it can put them at an increased risk of further harm or abuse. For example, substance abuse, bullying from peers, struggling with education, mental health difficulties, being a victim of exploitation, running away or being absent from school or college, and difficulty forming relationships and trusting people. Each individual's experiences and resilience will differ, and being a child in care does not always mean that the child will struggle with their emotions. Many children in care form close relationships with their carers and other trusted adults, such as teachers, and with the right support they develop positive self-esteem, emotional regulation and awareness, resilience, and continue to thrive in adulthood. They can also develop healthy coping mechanisms and are highly adaptable and determined to overcome challenges. As professionals working with children and young people, we must be aware of the importance of emotional development and how this area of development is closely linked with secure attachments. Those working in the early years strive to provide babies and children with secure attachments from which they will thrive, demonstrate resilience, and an understanding that their caregiver will always be there for them. In the statutory framework for the early years foundation stage, emotional development is highlighted as being crucial for children leading healthy and happy lives and is fundamental to their cognitive development. It is included as a prime area of development, personal, social, and emotional development, PSED. Underpinning emotional development is the important attachments that young children form with trusted adults. Strong, warm, and supportive relationships with adults, especially with the primary caregiver, provides a foundation from which children can achieve well in later life. However, we must recognize that a number of children in the care system may not have had these safe and secure early experiences. Attachments may not have been formed, and as such, they may have social and emotional barriers and challenges. They may be fearful of being moved to a different placement as soon as they start to form friendships and settle. A transition is a move or change and can have a negative impact on the child, affecting their learning, well-being, and behavior, not only in education but in social situations too. When transitions are not managed well, they can negatively affect mental health and well-being, and will often affect how a child copes with transitions and challenging situations in the future. As an educator, it is important to be aware of how many transitions the child has had before joining you and how they coped with them. This information alone can support your awareness of why they may be disengaged, unresponsive, and unable to learn in a school environment. It may also help you to understand why they have a low level of resilience and resistance to even the most minor changes. Looked after children may move in the care system across counties and often over hundreds of miles in order to keep them safe. Although their relationships in their home environment may not have been safe or healthy, these children will have had connections to these people and places, and moving them and setting a new set of expectations will be difficult to adapt to and understand. This may result in unwanted behaviors and absconding, possibly resulting in more changes. Transitions can further perpetuate the need to monitor a child's behavior to mitigate further risks to the health and well-being of the child. Dunlop and Fabian shows that the way in which the first transitions are handled could potentially have a significant impact on the child's capacity to cope with change in the short and long term. When supporting looked after children in education, it is important to consider the following. Consistency. Teaching staff and other professionals who work with the children, avoiding, where possible, supply or agency staff. Team and whole school approach, working together in a multi-agency team, contributing to reviews and learning from other professionals. Patience. Offer extra time to talk about changes, additional support, and extended time to complete tasks. Know the child. Take the time to get to know them, listen to them, and understand them. Adaptions. You may need to use different strategies, ensure you support and make allowance for the child and their situation, and adapt the content or approach to the lesson without making the child feel different. And inclusion. Ensure the child is included in all you do. Prepare your lessons, content, and discussions accordingly. Where appropriate, discuss with the child how they feel about sharing information and encourage the class to be respectful and understanding. Be sure to talk about different family structures and be inclusive in your language when discussing their home life. Get permission from your parent or carer rather than get permission from mum or dad.